faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings at a single bound, this amazing stranger from the planet Krypton, the Man of Steel, Superman. Empowered with X-ray vision, possessing remarkable physical strength, Superman fights a never-ending battle for truth and justice, disguised as a mild-mannered newspaper reporter, Clark Kent.
Well, hello. Recently, I've been on a Superman high.
Normal man having a normal day, huh? Who am I?
My Adventures with Superman finally came out the other day, and already is a great start. The show came out right in time, because I've been wanting to make a Superman video for a while now, but I didn't want to do it till it felt right.
Hours and be a normal man having a normal day, starting now. Okay, I had to save the cat. I'm a normal man, having a normal day, starting now.
This clip is exactly what I've been fucking talking about. This is what I've always wanted, and they delivered. I love the idea of Superman saving cats from trees. He helps no matter how big or small the problem is. But Jack Quaid is a great choice. Quaid. I'm gonna say Quaid. I think that's how I can pronounce it. Jack Quaid is a great choice for the Man of Steel. I like everything he's mostly been in. I mainly seen him in The Boys, and it's funny to imagine that Huey is now Superman, knowing shit like this exists.
Okay, I still know him.
What the hell?
Hey, wait!
Why the fuck am I naked?
Oh, sorry.
Hey, I know you like fucking soups, but I'm off the table.
That's not why I'm here, okay? You're here too, you know.
Huey, how did you do that? No.
He was in The Hunger Games, Scream, +1, which I think is a really underrated movie. And he's gonna be in Oppenheimer, which comes out soon. And you know, I'm showing day one and seeing Barbie same day for fucking sure. I think Jack nails the voice because he does give like a comforting, farm boy attitude, and I really like it. He gives off this nerd. He is a nerd. That's how he understands the character. He kind of is Clark in a sense. I'm really loving this animation and art style. It looks like a mixture of anime and American animation. It's a good mix, and you can tell by certain scenes that it's inspired by anime. I think that this was a great style to work with. It kind of looks like Invincible a little bit. Like, I feel like it kind of like had some inspiration to do with that too. It immediately caught my eye when they first revealed the character designs at DC Fandom. Tomboy reporter Lois is an absolute treasure. I love her. She's dope. I find her so cool, and I think she's one of the coolest characters. Really fun and energetic, and I love her energy so much. I know people have been comparing her to Luz from the Owl House, but I honestly think that she looks more like Asha Ray.
This is me and Spider-Man on my 17th birthday. And one thing I regret not asking him is this. Hey Spider-Man, big fan. Where was your spider sense on 9/11?
What?
Just lift me up. You're like twice my size. You can definitely...
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm...
Guys?
I always thought that Clark and Lois had one of the more healthiest relationships compared to other heroes. I prefer when Lois is falling in love with Clark instead of Superman. It's such a better take. I can't wait to see how they flesh out and develop their relationship. I hope they take their time and don't rush into things.
Hi there. After... you.
Thanks. See you in there, big guy.
Sin City wasn't made for you. Angels lie.
And oh my fucking god, we finally have a Jimmy Olsen that feels like Jimmy. Jimmy Olsen. Jimmy Olsen is Superman's probably gay best friend, photographer, dorky, cross-dressing, and somewhat reckless, but not as reckless as Lois. I know there's people out there who are gonna be mad about the race change, and in my opinion, it doesn't matter. This is the most accurate depiction of Jimmy's character that we've had for such a long time. I don't know when, but these two definitely weren't close to being Jimmy. I really wonder if Jimmy is gonna somehow find out that Clark and Superman are one of the same, or I hope somewhere down along we get a scene where Superman gives Jimmy the iconic signal watch. Eventually, I do hope we get a Ginger Jimmy, most likely for Superman Legacy, which I am very excited about. I think James Gunn is a great pick to lead such a project. I feel like James can really go into like that comic book, old-fashioned style, but modernize it in a way where it still feels like a comic book, but it feels real and natural, where you can relate to this hero, this bright and hopeful leader, this man who stands for a better tomorrow. And by far, I feel like James Gunn understands the character. I feel like he understands comic book characters in general. And general audience had no idea who the Guardians of the Galaxy were before the movie came out. Only like comic book readers and enthusiasts were really the ones who knew about the Guardians of the Galaxy, but not many people. It's like how when they made the first Iron Man movie, Iron Man wasn't as popular until that movie came out. Same with a majority of the MCU characters. Everybody preferred the X-Men and Spider-Man over the Avengers, but until those movies came out, it brought them into such a mainstream wave that we didn't see coming. And now it just feels natural that those characters are popular, that we don't recognize how little recognition they used to get back before. I'm not saying that they were like lesser characters, they were really important big characters, but I'm just saying in general, the general audience preferred the X-Men and Spider-Man over the Avengers until the first Avenger movie came out. That early 2000s era really brought them out into the main, like comic book sales. The X-Men had more comic book sales than the Avengers, and that's truly like shows how more popular they were compared to how they are now. James Gunn has such a great reputation with his comic book movies. The only one I don't like is Super. The guy who played for Dwight, but honestly, I didn't really like Super all that much. I thought it was not for me. But everybody has their own opinion on certain things, and that's what's great about opinions, that everybody has their own outlook on certain things. I really hope James Gunn does a hard reboot for this entire universe, just cut all ties with the DCEU. As soon as we get rid of all ties, we could move on to something more better and something more structured. I like the DCU movies, but still, there was like so much problems within it, and behind the scenes, it just made being a fan so hard for so long. And now that we're getting more freedom within the writing staff and James Gunn being a writer himself, understanding that frustration, he's gonna let them take their time and develop these projects in order to make the best product they can, in order to tell the best story that they can. Even if this is connected with like the James Gunn part of the DCEU, I will still be excited nevertheless. I still won't like how it's connected, but I'm still gonna try to enjoy it, because even with these problems within these movies, I tend to enjoy them. I like these movies regardless. It's still...
The other superpower I would have would be to have John Williams music play wherever I went. Definitely. That's probably worth it. I really get a lot just looking up at the moon. It's the moon! There's a thing.
David Cornsett looks perfect. Like, look at this man. Look at him. Mwah. Mwah. Beautiful. He's been my top choice for a very long time, and he's also the first Jewish person casted as Superman, and it's kind of important since both Superman writers were Jewish, and they kind of written in some Jewish allegories within the Superman stories, and it's not talked as much as it should be, because I feel like Zack kind of try to make it into more of a Christ allegory. I feel like the Christ allegory doesn't fit Superman at all. Like, yeah, I can see it, but also I feel like he shouldn't be looked in that perspective, you know? I've seen a few things of David Cornsett. I've seen clips here and there. I've seen Pearl. I like Pearl. His entire catalog just screams Superman, and he just gives off that boyish, that dorkish farm boy vibe that Superman just has. People have been saying that he looks too similar to Henry Cavill, and I just think that both of them just look like Superman. I don't think that any Superman actor has been a bad choice to play Superman. I feel like all of them in some way and somehow just resemble that Superman look. I don't know much about Rachel, but I've heard great things and can't wait to see her portrayal as Lois. But this fucking time around, they better have the goddamn trunks or I'm gonna be so fucking mad. Okay, so while editing this, we just got more news for Superman Legacy, and oh my god, fucking James Gunn is like Ratatouille, because that motherfucker is cooking! Edie Gaffiti, I think I'm saying that right, is playing Mr. Terrific, which I think is great casting and redemption for like the shit they gave him for First Class. Remember, they casted him as the X-Men that can't die, and then they killed him in the movie? Yeah. That was fucking stupid. They casted Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner Green Lantern, and I think that is so cool. I can't wait to see more Green Lantern content and just more of them to appear. I like how they're not going to go with Hal or John first, because there's more Green Lantern members out there, and I like how they're expanding a bit before we get into like the main two, the ones that we're here to see, besides the other ones like Kyle Rayner and Jessica Drew. They have Isabel Merced as Hawkgirl, and I think that's good casting. She's the same girl who played she's the same person who played Dora in the live-action movie, and I feel like this is like a great
answers here. So maybe just this once we can all play along.
So you fight crime and bake cookies. How do you do it?
I feel like James is taking inspiration from the DCAU, the animated universe with the cartoons and the movies, and Hawkgirl and their Justice League. I feel like it's starting to come together. I can kind of see the vision, but he's still cooking, and we have a lot more time, so I'm gonna let him cook. I'm very excited for Superman Legacy. I think it's gonna be a good movie, and it's gonna be a push towards the right direction, towards DC movies, and I feel like it's gonna open up more opportunities and more characters to shine through the big screen. I think I trust James Gunn in making a Superman story that feels emotional and real to us. I hope that James Gunn really delivers. So far, it looks like he's been cooking. That motherfucker is cooking! He is Chef Boyardee. He is Chef Boy Ramsey. That man is fucking cooking. I'm also very excited for the future of My Adventure with Superman. I think it's a great show, and it's a great start with the first 2 episodes. I can't wait to watch how it progresses and how it gets more developed throughout the season. I can't wait to see what the characters go through and their journey and their adventure with Superman. But anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up. I feel like I've talked long enough and I'm very tired. I haven't slept for a day. So I'm probably just gonna go knock out and, crash.